Hi, I'm Daniel Recknitzer, and welcome to the Intuition Wisdom channel. Every day we're helping liberate people from the rat race, helping them to become self-mastered and to live their life purpose, to really make a difference to themselves and the planet. Now, if you're ready to change your life and step into your power and access that limitless intuition, then you've come to the right place. So today I want to share with you some golden highlights from my feature videos. And once you've checked this one out, remember to look at the description for more videos just like this one. All right, let's dive in.
How do we show our children this? How can we incorporate this in our children? Because often it isn't.
No, it's not. And this is why it's so important. So this intelligence is natural to all our kids.
Yeah,
our
so
kids,
we know it's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do we draw that
the majority of children are born with this innate intelligence.
Right.
And this is why children have this abundant creativity, this incredible imagination. But as parents and as teachers or influencers, because we're not aware of this intuition and the importance of it, we sever that in our children. Mm-hmm. And because mainly it was severed in us, and we just pass on that pattern. So what we need to understand is the environment in which intuition thrives is in self-belief.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So self-belief is actually what syncs up both hemispheres of the brain. So any behavior that has a child feel the opposite of self-belief, so self-doubt, inadequacies, shuts down their intuitive capability.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Because the non-physical aspect of ourselves, the higher self-intelligence, is pure self-belief. Mm-hmm. So every part of our body is trying to get us back to that resonance, that frequency, because that's where we thrive.
Right.
So all health, perfect health in our body is trying to say, hey, you're not operating in self-belief, so I'm going to show that up as an illness or ache or pain.
Yes.
So it's the body's own natural mechanism to restore its health.
Yeah.
So in terms of children, what we've got to be very, very careful of, and I've got a few little
examples.
Yeah, a few examples
that would be good.
on what it takes to avoid crushing that intuitive capability. Because kids in their own right can be very self-parenting, and we teach kids how to connect to this, and the genius and the wisdom that comes through them is incredible.
Really?
It'll blow you away. I remember one of our trainers has two kids, and it's so funny. One of our little 5-year-old child runs up, and he's connected to his higher self, and he goes, "Mum, can I stay at Johnny's house?" And all his mum has to say is, "Tune in, ask your higher self, is that in your highest interest?" And you see this little 5-year-old close his eyes, get nice and connected, and he goes, "No, I'm not allowed. I won't sleep properly."
Oh, really?
Absolutely. It's absolutely profound.
So he actually, isn't that interesting? Because I know that when my daughter was small and she would go, and I would say, "Are you sure you want to stay? Because Mum is not going to pick you up when you ring up at midnight." No, I'm positive. But you know what would happen? She'd go there, and of course we'd have to pick her up because she couldn't stay the whole night. So he understood that.
Absolutely.
So he said he wouldn't go.
No, he wouldn't go. He goes, no, because he heard it straight from his higher self.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. And we have kids that, they're doing backflips in the pool, and then their mum says, "Are you sure this is safe for you? Is this safe? Ask your higher self, is it safe?" And all the kids have special names for their higher self because their higher self presents themselves as cartoon characters and animals and fairies and all these things.
Those are sort of like the imaginary friends that children automatically have?
Exactly, Jackie. And that's something I was going to mention. And this is one of the critical things is if your child is really connecting with an imaginary friend or believing they're seeing fairies and angels and all these things, you got to nurture that. You got to support that.
Yes.
Allow that in, because just because you can't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. There's an enormous realm of experiences in the non-physical world that our physical eyes aren't able to detect. But our kids, still being very connected, can perceive a whole realm of different things going on.
That is fantastic. And so, Daniel, what you're saying then is, as children, you're saying that they're so perceptive and they see this, and then as time goes on, we sort of put that fire out, because society, as adults, we sort of limit them, don't we?
That's right. We shun these capabilities, and we pretend they don't exist. Yeah, we do. Any act that says that's not true, that's not real, your imaginary friend's not real. Any kind of label that asserts that what the child believes in isn't true really shuts them down a lot. You get a lot of parents and teachers saying, you're not good at English, you're good at sports. Or you're just like your mother, you're just like your father.
We've all heard that.
We have. And even when you go another level, you're stupid.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not good
bad.
enough. Why can't you be as good as your brother?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Any of those kind of judgments just are crippling for a child. And what happens is they then take that on as a belief. And that belief goes into their subconscious. And then it dictates what experiences they're going to have for the rest of their life until they become aware of that.
That's how powerful it is.
It is. It becomes a sentence. So if a child then says, you get all these beliefs, you're not attractive. You're not as attractive as Mary, or you're not as talented. So this child then has this as a belief, and those beliefs, our subconscious beliefs, then dictate every decision. That's what our self-sabotage is our subconscious beliefs saying, wait a minute, that's not true. You're not worth a beautiful car or a beautiful relationship. Remember when you were 3 years old, you were told you're not worth anything. I remember, Jackie just remembered we were doing one of our UI training sessions near in a park, and one of the parents, there was a child not part of our group, separate to our group, and the child was playing in the park and kept asking Dad to come and play, and the father said to the child, "You are the most annoying person in the world."
Goodness.
And you're just like, from that moment on, the kid believes he's the most annoying person in the world.
That's incredible, isn't it? And parents say things that they don't realise what they're saying.
They do. And also say things that they don't even really mean.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But look
the
at
child
the
doesn't know
impact
that.
it's having on the child.
But that belief, you're the most annoying person in the world, is going to sabotage nearly every single relationship that child has from hence on.
Wow, that is a light bulb moment.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And I'm very aware of this because I have a 2-year-old and he copies everything. Everything I do, he does.
That's right. They do when they're so small.
Yeah. And what parents don't realise, they're also copying the belief systems.
Yes, right.
How you're
Absolutely,
interacting, the
Daniel,
dynamics.
absolutely.
So what we've got to do as parents is avoid making our children wrong, having them feel inadequate, having them feel insecure, avoid having them feel stupid, and instead really work towards having them feel perfect.
Right.
Now, you can still discipline a child without having them feel stupid.
Yeah.
And there is that balance there. A lot of parents get that kind of muddled. But you can certainly have your child understand that their behaviour isn't going to get them what they want, as opposed to having them feel stupid for doing something.
Yeah.
And, it's...
I mean, children thrive on boundaries.
They do.
They need to have boundaries in that. But what you're saying is the way you connect with your child, let them experience, like you were saying with the little boy going to stay, into their inner self. So we need to be teaching them very young to do that, Daniel, to sit quietly. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
They need to sit quietly to get there?
Well, it really, Jackie, it really varies on the family environment as to how best to bring that out of a child. Because if the child is experiencing a lot of arguments and anger in the household,
that's difficult.
That's a very different scenario to if a child's being brought up in a very loving and nurturing environment. So we probably don't have enough time to go into the intricacies of that. But if I can leave everyone with a really critical point, is self-doubt will switch off this amazing capability to access this infinite wisdom, whereas self-belief is going to have them live a very beautiful life. Now, what parents need to know, that children are going to take on beliefs. It's very hard to stop that from happening. You're not always around them, and some of the beliefs actually do serve them. But when they're accessing whole brain intelligence, they actually bypass their limiting beliefs.
Right.
So this is when they go into space of self-belief, all those limiting beliefs that they've adopted through the parents, the brothers, sisters, the teachers, and the media, they can actually bypass and access guidance and wisdom far beyond what their self-sabotage
Right, okay.
is telling them.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you give us the thumbs up if you loved it. Now, also remember to subscribe so we feel supported and we feel encouraged to keep making more videos like this. Now, my best recommendation is for you to check out the links below to find the perfect video for you. Choose whatever resonates. I'm sure you'll love it.